Hi, this is Illuminated Readings, and this is going to be a tarot reading for the sign of Aries between the week of the 25th to the 31st of August. Let's begin. I'm channeling a message already for you. You might have felt things are a bit upside down for you. The way you think things should be are not the way that they have been. Everything's kind of been, I don't know what this is, but it's something that you thought was the right way, but it turns out to be the wrong way. Let's clarify this. I'm also getting that you want to play a game, you want to have some fun, or play a game. You want to play a game. Don't know what that is. Play a game. So prior to this week, coming into the week, I see that you've been planning for the future with confidence. You've been planning for the future with confidence, and it feels kind of like you've gone on a long journey. It's like you've gone through the underworld and you've sort of come through. And you're like standing at the top, like you've come through and you're on the earth now. You've gone through the underworld and you're on, just exited upon the earth, and you're kind of like standing there. And I see you kind of looking into your hand, looking into this, this planter almost, of looking at, what's next for you. Maybe you've been doing a lot of spiritual work, deep diving into yourself, figuring out who you are. It's kind of what I feel like. It's been a long journey and you've just come out. And it feels like, you're at a path where you've paid off some sort of karmic debt. I see Saturn is involved in this situation, the planet Saturn, and it's got something to do with who you feel you are. But you've been planning since you've come out, and you've been planning with confidence because you're more in yourself now, and this has caused there to be a sort of divine love that you have for yourself and that the universe has for you, and you've been in a state of bliss coming into this week. You're feeling very victorious about who you are and yourself in general. I see you, it's almost like marching on to the beat of your own drum, seeing the progress you've made and success in, figuring whatever this is, whatever journey you've been on here inside of your soul. You've figured out quite a lot and you're feeling very victorious at this point, moving on into the new week that is upon us now. So starting the week, I see you standing really in your integrity. You're being very truthful, honest. You're the authority. You're the leader in your life at this moment. You know, you're leading with your emotion. You're leading with your emotion, and you are. That's interesting. So it's almost like the King of Cups is almost like he's dipping his toes in the water. He's got one foot on the ground and one foot almost in the water. So it's kind of like you're kind of grounding yourself at this point in time, coming into the week. You're grounding yourself, and you're occasionally tapping into the spiritual world. And I can see it's very turbulent around you in terms of the spiritual world, and you're able to tap into it and for whatever you need. And I see what you're sitting on a throne, and the throne is there's no land connected to it. It's your own piece of land. It's something that you've some sort of work you've done in the spiritual realm that allows you to that has given you this sort of throne in the spiritual realm that you can sit on basically. But you are very grounded in the physical as well, and you're leading with your emotions moving forward. You have a scepter in one of your hands, so you're almost like you're in charge of where you're going, and it's almost like you are like a spiritual leader at this point in time at the beginning of the week. I see you being very balanced, and that's why you keep dipping your toes into the water. The water represents the spiritual realm, like I said, and by you doing so, you're keeping yourself in balance, and by keeping yourself in balance, it's making there's like a calm around you. I feel very calm. It's like things are happening around you, but you're very calm about what is going on in your life, whatever it may be. The way you react to situations is very calm. It's not cold, it's just calm, and it's very caring. Your approach is very caring. It's loving towards yourself and towards others. So yeah, this is how you're moving. I see you then moving into an energy of spontaneity where you're willing to go further where the water is deeper and where the waves are heavier, and they have a lot more momentum. Right now, where you are is the waters. They are very turbulent around you, but you want to go where it's even more turbulent. And I see you almost like on an adventure. You're going on an adventure with a pure heart and full of positive energy. And I see that fortune is favoring you at this point. Fortune is favoring you. It's almost like you're well aware of who you are and what you desire, and you're just almost again dancing to the beat of your own drum. And it's a really good energy for you to be in this energy. It's something that you should be doing as much as you can because it's benefiting you a lot. It's making you abundant. It's a very abundant energy that I'm picking up for you here. I see your intuition is very heightened at this point. Your intuition is like, it's almost like you're in a state of bliss because your intuition, you're just following your intuition. You're not even using your eyes at this point to see situations. You're realizing, I don't know what the hell this journey you did. This journey is very interesting to me, but whatever this journey you took was, now it's like your intuition has just become ridiculously heightened, and it's like you're almost being drawn somewhere. I think where you're being drawn to is truth. You're being drawn to truth. I think this is your truth. You're being drawn to your truth. And to the most honest version of yourself. I feel like, Aries, you want to be as free as you can. You want to be as truthful to who you are as you can be, is what I'm getting here. So I feel like what's plaguing you right now, or why you want to have this new beginning, you want to go off on this adventure, is because I feel like you see before you there's two paths. One is of love and one is of darkness. They both look very similar. Both are pleasurable, but I feel like you're trying to figure out which of the two is best for you. So here we have the devil, and then here we have the lovers. Very similar. One has an angel, one has a devil. One is dark, one is light. Both are pleasurable. But one, they're enslaved, and the other one, it's a decision to be there. And I feel like you not using your eyes and using your intuition only, you're being drawn to whichever one of these is best for you. So the one that is best for you from these two options is the one that brings the most harmony into your life. The one that makes you most fulfilled is the one that is for you. The cards are saying to follow your heart. The spirits are saying to follow your heart in this situation, to know which one is best for you, because I feel like they're very, very similar. It could be two opportunities, it could be relationships, it could be career, but there's two opportunities that are here for you that it's like your dreams come true almost. Very similar but different at the same time. One represents the light and one represents the dark. But in this situation, I'd imagine it's different for different people. But in this situation, the key here is that the one that brings the most harmony, the one that feels like home, the one that feels like home, the one that feels fulfilling, follow your heart in this situation to figure out which of these two options is the best for you, Aries. I'm getting here that you are the authority in this situation. You are the authority in your life. You're the one who calls the shots. Which way you go is up to you entirely. But these options are here in front of you. And again, to understand, by the end of the week, you will be in this energy regardless. This is midweek that you're going to be in the full energy, figuring, leading with your intuition. By the end of the week, you will be in the Queen of Swords energy, where the Queen of Swords is basically telling you, asking you to be truthful with yourself, to be honest, to be empathetic towards yourself about what is the best decision for you, what is the best thing for you that you need in your, in your path moving forward. And I'm getting here that obviously you are the authority. You call the shots in your life, and knowing that you should be adventurous about who you want to be. You should be passionate about who you want to be, or which path you want to choose, or which decision, which of these two choices. I'm not going to show all of them because it's got nudity on it, but no, they're very similar. You got a man and a woman. You got man and woman on both of them, and then you got the devil on one, and then you got the angel on the other. So I'm getting here that none of them, they're not bad for you. Like, none of these paths are bad for you, but one is just more darker and one is more lighter. That's all it is, really. But the advice here is to understand that you are the boss of your life. You are in charge of what happens in your life. I just got a channel about you wanting to go out, wanting to go out. So maybe you should go out this week or this weekend or whatever. But during the week you should go out and have some fun. Yeah, because I feel like it's gonna be some fun, and it's gonna help bring some clarity to you. If you go out, maybe like on a night out, or just, I don't know, going out for me is a night out. So maybe you need to go out and have some fun, be more adventurous, be more passionate. I see that you are being protected, and you are being protected. Don't know why I did that, but I should have brought it here. You're being protected in the spiritual realm, so there's nothing that can go wrong to you whilst pursuing this sort of free narrative of being adventurous and being confident about life in general. I feel like you need to be a lot more adventurous to figure out which of these two options is for you, because being told here that you need to follow your heart. You need to follow your heart. So the key here is you need to follow your heart, but you can only do so by being adventurous and passionate. Interesting. Very interesting. So right here we have the Magician. So it means you have the power to make your dreams come true. You have the power to make whatever you are trying to manifest, whichever direction you're trying to go in your life in general. I feel like you have the power to do it. You're able to manifest it. I feel like you just lack a bit of passion. Maybe you need to live life a bit more and just experience things in general. Not for the long term, but just for the short term, just to remind yourself of who you are. Because I can see here that you are somebody that you've been on this very deep, whatever this was, you've been to the underworld. You've literally been to the underworld. You've come up from the underworld. You've been in a very dark place. and there's growth from this. There's a lot of growth from this, to be honest. And you've been quite happy that the fact that you managed to get through this shadow work, whatever it was for you. I feel like it was very emotional and rocky, very emotional and rocky, like rocky meaning up and down, very up and down, hilly, almost like going up and down like this. um, but I feel like you've come out on the victorious side, and you have been celebrating. You've been living life, you've been enjoying life, the universe has been loving you as well. Capra coming into this week, and you're moving forward with a lot of balance and compassion for yourself. And then you obviously get into the full energy where you're really leading with your intuition. So it means that already you are somebody that's very powerful. You can walk on the physical and the spiritual. But I feel like you've been a bit maybe stuck in like mundane activities, work, job, stuff like this, like that doesn't really fulfill the soul, and it sort of made you, not really not really be at your 100% potential. I feel like the way you personally feel at your 100% potential is when you're being adventurous and being passionate, exploring, having fun, going out, just being free. I feel like Aries, you need to be more free. And I've just realized as well that you obviously got the Emperor, you've got the 4 Rams over here. So it means this is your energy, like really strong energy, that you need to realize that you're the authority in your life. This is Aries energy, pretty much, I guess. The Emperor, you've got the 4 Rams heavily connected to Mars. You're the authority in your life. You're the authority, but you need to be adventurous. You need to move that energy. When you have that energy, you can't just stay in your seat all day. You got to move. You got to have fun. That's what it is. That's why you feel a bit waning here. It's because you've been sort of like just chilling, and not being adventurous, not being passionate, not being inspired, not taking inspired action towards anything. You've just been sort of following. You're the authority, but you need to take it a step further and balance that energy in a way where you're relaxing and you're doing. In that way, when you are able to do something, you will then be in perfect harmony and able to manifest whatever it is you desire. So whatever creative impulses you might be having at this time, I would say to follow through on it. But I see you have the power to manifest what it is you desire. Your challenge for this week is your happiness. I'm not sure what's affecting your happiness, but I feel like it's something to do with your wealth. Wealth of opportunities, wealth of ideas, wealth can mean many things, not just financial wealth. I don't think it's financial wealth here that is you're unhappy about. I feel like it's purity. Wealth of purity. You're worried about your wealth of purity, meaning you feel like you're fragmented. I feel like you feel like you're fragmented. You're not fragmented. You need to realize, your challenge here is not to deceive yourself. Don't lie to yourself and think that you are fragmented. You need to nurture yourself. By nurturing yourself, you're going to be prosperous. You need to, I think you need to ground yourself this week. You need to get into nature. Mother Earth, she will look after you. She will recharge you. You need to spend some time in the park or something. But your big challenge here this week is not to feel that you are fragmented, because it's a lie, it's a deception. You have the Ten of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords. It's a lie. Don't believe that lie, that you might be thinking that, that you're fragmented, you're not happy because you're not whole. You've been gone through whatever this was. Maybe this went on for a very long time, I can feel. But whatever this was, you feel like during this you fragmented yourself. That's why you don't want to put that foot fully into the water. That's why you're dipping it in and out. And you're sort of moving quite slowly, but you want to move into turbulent waters because you're unfulfilled where you are right now. And this is the correct thing that you are doing. You are doing the correct thing, but don't let these negative thinking patterns come into you and sort of mess up what you're doing, because it's a lie. It's a straight up deception. That that you're not happy, that you're not happy with yourself. You've gone through this. Many people can't do what you did. A lot of people can't go to the underworld and come back like the way you have. You're holding this plant here. It's like you've gained a lot of wisdom from this. You've gone down and you've come up, and you're standing. You're not weary or anything like that. You're standing like almost in awe of yourself for going through this situation and coming up. And it's like you're admiring nature. As you come up, you're admiring nature. And the way, not the way, but how everything is in this world, how complex and how vast things are on this planet and just in general in this universe. And don't believe that you are fragmented. You are more whole now than you've ever been. To sit in this energy, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be the sort of person. You're very compassionate, balanced. You're caring. You're very caring. And you're moving not from haste. You're moving with calmness. You're not jumping to conclusions and going straight for the neck. You're taking your time, assessing situations, but don't believe that you've lost something from going through this. It's the opposite. You've transformed. Let go of the need of that control. You don't need to be in control of of the fact that you're whole or you're not whole. Let go of that control aspect that makes you feel like you need to be need greed, that control, like you need to be secure within yourself. Like I feel like this sort of energy where you go like this almost, like you need to let go of that energy, because that energy is bringing about this energy of saying, well, I'm inadequate, I've been through all of this stuff, and now I can't control myself how I feel sometimes because I'm fragmented. And that's a lie. That's a big massive lie. You're not fragmented. You've been through a lot and it's helped you grow. You're it's a straight up deception, that you're not prosperous. You're very prosperous. Your energy is fantastic, but it's almost showing to me that you feel like life is a bit barren, but it's not. I feel like you're at a major turning point, but you don't realize it quite yet how big this turning point is for you, because these are major arcana cards. It's literally telling me that the spirits, the divine beings are saying, pick whichever way you want to go. We're protecting you. You're well protected. Your energy is very, very strong. You're very strong in your energy, and you're very protected in the spiritual realm from whatever may be lurking around. So just remember, the key for this reading is the fact that you need to go with the place that feels like home, brings harmony, makes you feel fulfilled. I'll scratch the harmony. So it's the one that makes you feel like the most you're at home, that makes you feel fulfilled, and is following your heart. Don't make decisions from hate or fear or whatever. Make decisions from your heart. When you make decisions from your heart, you can never be wrong. You can never be wrong if you make a decision from the heart. And that will lead you ultimately to, you know, manifesting what it is that you desire, which I don't know, and I'm probably not going to look into, but you obviously know what it is that you want. So your outcome for the week is I'm getting that you're not willing to sit in this energy. I feel like you're not willing to be, in this energy of the Queen of Swords. Even though you're gonna be there, you're gonna be rejecting this energy at the end of the week, which is not good for you. Don't reject this energy of being truthful, empathetic, and honest with yourself. Don't reject this energy, because if you do, you're going to be in a very negative energy of the Five of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. Five of Pentacles is talking about, loss, isolation, worry, poverty. You're going to be your mind's going to be you're going to be thinking very lack-mindedly that, things are against you, you're being left out, things are not good for you, or, stuff like this, like, you're very negative in your mind. I can very see this clearly. You just sort of like, and it's affecting you spiritually. By you being in this energy, you're calling in dark entities to your being, and they may stick to you. So just be careful of how you go about your business this week. Try not to stay in this energy. I see like these beings might try to attack your energy and try to turn your light off, basically. Like, turn your lights off, as in reduce your energy, siphon off your energy, stuff like this. I see what these beings will try to do. This thing. Do not have this mindset this week if you can. This is your outcome. So this is telling me that you are choosing to make this decision of choosing the darker path. I don't know if this is the darker path. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like you can't see these two paths of the devil and the lovers. You can't see these two paths. There's two paths ahead of you. One is light, one is dark. But there's two paths ahead of you. Maybe you're afraid of taking... Yeah, bloody hell. You're afraid of taking and choosing a path here. You're afraid of choosing one of these paths. You're battle weary. You're like, you've been through a lot. You don't want to go through anything else. You need to realize that our soul didn't incarnate on this planet to just live and die and to be happy while we're living. Our soul incarnated to go through things while we're here. Nothing is permanent. They're all temporary. A good example is the leaves on a tree, season by season, the leaves, they're nothing, and then in spring they start to bloom, summer they end, they fall, whatever, and autumn they start to drop, and then winter they're dead, and the cycle begins again. This is the material world. This is not why our soul comes here. It's not to go and bash ourselves, basically, in this repetitive cycle, because it's always going to be this cycle. The sun is always going to go around the earth. The moon is always going to go around the earth, right? It's not gonna just one day go, let me spin around and do whatever. Um, and it's the same thing here. Your soul hasn't come onto this planet, just to go into the same cycles and stuff. Your soul has come here to evolve. You need to realize that you have to be honest, there's two beautiful paths ahead of you. Whether you're somebody that, it's like I'm getting two different like aesthetics almost, like it's two different personality types, but they're very big paths for you. I see you like being happily married, being watched over by spirits. They're looking out for you, looking after you. I see you growing. I see you being, happy with your life, loving life, in a major way in both of them, right? One might be more. Someone might say the devil's not really a good card. Depends on who's reading. But for me, it's like, they're both very good paths, honestly, for you. Either one is, you're going to be really happy. You're going to be really happy. There's going to be a balance of light and dark, whichever path you take, meaning you're going to be completely fulfilled and happy. And this is in line with your soul. This is in line with your soul. You're being almost guided by your soul. Just trusting your intuition. So what I'm seeing here is this like circle up here, right? It's a number, but it's a symbol. But I was almost seeing it like his intuition has just come out of his head, basically, and it's like in the ether up there, and he's just closed his eyes and he's just like, guide me. This is the energy you need to be in. Avoid this energy, please, if you can. This is basically, it's really nasty, and it's inviting things that are going to harm you. Don't be afraid of moving forward, because that's where, your happiness lies, in something you've never done before, or something that looks intimidating. But I see, if you stay in this energy of being lack mindset, of being not lack mindset, you're feeling lost, you're feeling isolation, feeling worried, you're feeling, if you feel like that, like you've lost out, like you're being left out, that's going to lead you to feeling apathetic, dissatisfied. You're going to be very unhappy with everything. Everything's just going to look miserable and shit to you. Don't go into that energy. How can this outcome be avoided? You need to be content with your life and realize that dreams do come true. You are abundant, okay? Just keep telling yourself, look in the mirror, you are abundant, okay? I'm seeing something that maybe you should like wear a bit of gold, something gold. Use gold colors, or if you use makeup, or wear gold colored clothes, or things that are gold colored. Interact with them more. They're connected to the planet Jupiter, is what I'm getting here. I'm not even sure if they are, but this is what I'm getting. And you need to connect more to Jupiter at this time, because you need to be in this energy that you are abundant, because you are abundant. You need to feel it on a more deeper way, and the way you can feel that is if you have some sort of gold, if you have some gold jewelry, or even like a gold pen, and you just get a gold pen and just scribble like some gold on your skin, seriously, or glitter's good. Oh, the glitter's not gold. I mean, the color gold, it's just the color gold that you need to have around you or on you, going through this week, and it will take you out of this energy, this nasty energy, because this is your outcome for the week. Even though you have fantastic cards, you're letting your mind win. is what I'm getting, and your mind's winning, and this is your outcome. But to avoid this outcome, you need to be content with what you've just been through. You've just been through this, right? You've upgraded, but you can't see it yet. You will see it in due time, that upgrade. Because it's like the mechanism, getting kind of like a cogwheel mechanism for use, like the cogwheel mechanism is in motion, but the result hasn't shown up yet, but it is in motion, and it's going to show up really soon. It's going to, the more you're in this full energy, the more you're adventurous, the more you follow your heart, the more you're adventurous, the more you're passionate about being adventurous, the more quickly you're going to be fulfilled, and you're going to get exactly what it is you want from one of these two options of the devil and the lovers, whichever one it is. But I would say, if you can, try to be more near more water. If you've got water near you, or an aquarium, if you can go there, that can provide you with some sort of healing. Just sitting there, on the floor, not on the bench, on the floor, it will give you some healing by some water. But yeah, I'm gonna leave your reading here. If you did like the reading, leave me a like, comment, subscribe, and I shall see you soon.